Brand disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by individuals on this platform, the callers plus invited guests, are their own. The information you hear does not reflect the overall views of all parties associated with this brand. We encourage everyone to research all things heard live or via archive for edification purposes. Discretion is advised.
Don't touch that dial. You're now listening to Debate Talk Free Radio.
What's going on, family? How you guys doing? Welcome to another show. You're now listening to Debate Talk Free Radio. I'm your host, Al Showtime, and we are doing a late night show tonight, family. We're doing a late night show tonight. What's going on? I see people calling in. What's up? I put it on social media, and I see immediate response already. What's going on, family? The number is 319-527-6239. Once again, I want to thank all of those people out there that's been supporting the brand. Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there. Hold on one second. I'm getting a message. Okay. Cool. All right, well, today's show is entitled The Trial Updates. The Trial Update, Contending for the Faith. So we're going to, I'll put the show together actually today, short notice, trying to gather people together that were on the past team. And also I have a special guest that's going to be here. It's going to be the new captain for the new team coming up. We want to do the trial probably, because I know it's going to take a lot of preparation. We do a lot of promotion for the trial shows. We do pre-trial, stuff like that. So I want to either do the trial either late February or maybe late March. It all depends on, certain things. But we will hear from the new captain. There's a new captain, y'all, for the Messianic team. And, the trial is going to be called the Messianics on Trial. They're going to take the stand, and they got to go on the stand and take questions only and answer the questions from the Torah-only community. That's how it works. If y'all missed the last one, all you got to do is go to www.blogtalkradio.com/debate talk for you and check it out, man. Torah only on trial. Check it out. It's on the YouTube page and all that. So we will be hearing from the team members. Okay, I'm getting messages at the same time. I got you. Yeah, we'll be hearing from the team members that was on the Torah only team. And get an update from these guys, and hear what they thought about it, stuff like that. But later on, I will reveal who is the new captain, and we will hear from the new captain as well, and see what's going on and set this thing up. So without further ado, I see my brother on the line. From the Torah only team. Let me bring him in real quick. 813, you're live.
Hey, shalom, Shabbat shalom, everybody. This is Brother Chris Harris. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, doing pretty good, man. What's going on with you, man? How are you?
I'm pretty good. Real excited to, have this trial and get some answers on what it is that they're reading and what their understanding is according to the law in the covenant that the Most High God of Israel, the King, Savior, and Redeemer gave Israel to follow, and he told us what to do. So I'm real interested to hear some of their answers and why they see things the way they do. No contention, just want some answers.
All good, man. It's all good.
Yes, sir.
That's
Sir. How are you? How are you?
I'm hanging in there, doing the work, man. As long as I got a voice to speak, we're going to keep doing this, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my next special guest is here, my brother Mariel. Welcome to the show.
Shalom, back to our family. How y'all doing?
Hey, Shalom, what's going on, man?
Me still touring. I'm in Kansas right now, just left Texas.
Oh, okay. All
right.
All right, there you go. It's going to help you with the ride. Make it a little easier. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I got you guys on. For those who don't know, these are the two gentlemen that were on the Torah-only team. We had the first ever trial series on Debate Talk for you, the first ever trial. It's going to be the second one. Of course, we're going to make some modifications to make this one bigger and better, But, yeah, man, we're going to just get into it. I'm gonna put you. I hear some background a little bit from Marielle, so I'm gonna put you on mute real quick. Yeah, there we go. Matter of fact, yeah. So Chris, man, let's talk about it, man. Like, what did you think about that trial, man? Anything that you want to put out there for, you can do that now. Go ahead.
The first trial went along. It was pretty cool. The one thing that I did not like about the trial is they would read 50 scriptures to us and then ask us a question. And by the time it got down to us to answer a question, it just seems like there was never enough time for us to answer any questions. It's a trial. That was more like a sermon. That was not a trial, and they did not operate with just weights and measures. And that's what we're looking to do with the messianics. This is not about condemning anybody. This is about just getting some answers here, getting straight to the truth of the matter, and asking the messianics, what is it that the Most High God of Israel, the King, Savior, and Redeemer, told us to do when in captivity? When did he promise us that a Messiah was going to come and die for our sins? The last trial, we did not really get a chance to answer a lot of questions because there was a lot of sermon-based testimonies being given, and we just didn't feel like it was equal weights and measures, especially, for instance, with this Brother Marielle. Brother Marielle didn't get answered anything. He didn't even have a voice to speak, and it just seemed like it was all about Davon Mays and his critique or criticism of the New Testament, and the fact they didn't like how he, goes into the New Testament and exposes it, which I believe he does a pretty good job of, by the way. And like I said, man, just real excited to get on with this trial. Real excited about this season on Debate Talk for You radio. Once again, Chris Harris no longer does debates. He's only interested in doing lessons on Debate Talk for You radio. If I decide to do a debate, it must be worth it, and it's got to be something we haven't covered before on the platform. So once again, we're looking to use just weights and measures. We're looking to use all of our time to ask the Messianics questions pertaining to their belief and their ideology.
All right. Once again, it's the trial update, family. It's the trial update. Contending for the faith. You know the number, 319-527-6239. Let me bring in Marielle real quick. Marielle, are you there? Yeah, Marielle, you there? All right. I guess he's kind of busy at the moment. Let's get back to Marielle. We get back to Marielle. All right. So, like as Chris pointed out, there's a couple things that need to be adjusted, and we will make those kind of adjustments. As far as the special guests only asking Davon Mays a lot of questions, for the first trial, I gave everybody the freedom to pick whoever they wanted to pick, when it comes to the question and answer process. Maybe I can modify it this time where everybody got to pick a certain individual and, keep it that way. But, of course, we'll go behind the scenes, and we'll definitely work on the format on how we're going to go about it this time, rather than someone, just picking anybody who they want to. They maybe have to just pick certain individuals in advance to ask questions to. But hold on, let me see. Marielle, you back on? Marielle, you there? You doing this thing? You doing this thing? All right, so yeah, he doing his thing, man. So yeah, man. As far as what kind of response, what kind of feedback you got after the trial was over? As far as what people were happy of how you guys stood up and answered some of the questions. Like, how do people think about your performance and your team performance from your perspective?
There was a lot of criticism pertaining to the way that I don't want to say everybody, but certain people were treating us on there. It's supposed to be a trial, but yet they're using it to teach. We see the old group. There were many different reasons why they didn't want to participate in this trial. But my whole point, the feedback was great. A lot of people said that the Tanakh onlys won. I just stick with thus saith Yah and the prophets. The prophets line up with the law. The New Testament does not always line up with the law. Now, yes, as I said before I get back to your original question, there are some good things in the New Testament, but I don't think he was the prophesied Messiah that was to come. Many people were proud of the way we carried ourselves. They saw some personal attacks going on, and with those personal attacks, they pretty much liked the way we conducted ourselves, because during some of the attacks that got a little bit personal, someone would ask you a question, attack your beliefs, sort of like, I don't want to say call you out your name, but they would speak to you very snarkily with a lot of those intellectual ad hominems, and they would go on for 15 minutes explaining a verse and then ask you a question, and they were pretty much beating themselves up, because the same stance that what I'm trying to say is this. The prophet Ezekiel says this: why should the prophets at all inquire of me? When they inquire of me, and I'm paraphrasing, I will turn my face against them, because they speak not according to my word, but according to their own hearts. The prophet Jeremiah speaks, peace be upon him. He says, the heart is deceitful above all things. And how is a man purified? By every word that comes out of the mouth of Yah, not out of the mouth of his own heart. And I see that a lot with the New Testament brothers. They speak according to their own heart. When you ask them, where is that at in the Torah? What prophet taught that? Because prophets were given the word of Yah. They like to say, Paul said, or Jesus said. But Jesus never spoke the word of God, because he said himself. They asked him, who has sent you? And he says, I'm not telling you. Now, to sit up there and say that he was arguing with the Pharisees, that's one thing. But the Pharisees, not Pharisees, but the priests are messiahs. Those were the sons of Aaron. And he told the people, do as Aaron, Moses and Aaron's sons tell you to do, for they sit in Moses' seat. And the fact that he himself never did that, he questioned them and then told them, I'm not telling you whose name I come in. So according to the text, how can we know if he's a prophet or not? Some people believe he's God, and I'm sitting up here saying, I always say, what, God got to be his own prophet now? God got to sit on David's throne now? Doesn't make any sense. And all we want is some simple answers here, and show us what it is that they're reading and what type of biblical theology that they're using to get some of these answers. And I heard enough of them to know where they're going to go, what they're going to say, Isaiah 53, Daniel 9, Psalms 22, Psalms 110. And I'm just going to stick to the script. Not script, because that makes me seem robotic. I'm just going to stay in the scriptures and just ask simple questions. I don't have to run all around the scriptures to ask you, get a direct answer from you. And that's what I'm expecting. So once again, shalom to everybody on the panel. We want answers, not contention. And we're going to do this accordingly to the law, the same way a trial is supposed to be done. Not the way you feel. It's not about that.
All right, no doubt. That's Chris Harris right here on Debate Talk for You Radio. Hey, man, what's going on with you, man? What's going on with you in the Torah Nights, man? What's happening, brother? What's going on, man?
Chris Harris is no longer affiliated with the Torah Nights. Chris Harris can no longer represent the Torah Nights, to the point of I can no longer stand with somebody who curses people's families, wishes death upon them. I wanted to give the brother a second chance and go back with them, but after a while, I began to be viewed as Judah Nazareth himself. People begin to align me with him, and I can no longer do that. And this is where Chris has to begin to not so much as reestablish myself as a debater or anything, but sort of like repent from being with a group of guys like that, or with that gentleman that's like that. Yeah. Because spirits, I do believe spirits and influence can jump upon you. And it even caused me and a close friend of mine that is on this platform, two close friends of mine, to have a lot of fallouts. And that's that comes from negative influence. And that's just something I don't want to be part of anymore. And those things will be worked out in the future, because time heals all wounds. And right now, Chris is just about building and not tearing down. I just want some simple answers. I would have loved for the original team to show up, because there's a lot of competition there. But unfortunately, I know the team said they no longer want to do it, and that's understandable. But Chris Harris has to rehabilitate himself and repent for some of the actions that he's done. But if you all But just as far as me going with the Torah Knights, they don't exist anymore to me. I no longer have anything to do with them.
Well, that's major news right there, man. That's major news. Whoa,
Yeah, well,
okay.
Yeah,
I remember
it's not
you
worth
was really rocking with them, for a minute, for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
Well, I asked the gentleman for an apology for what he said to you, what he said to a lot of the other brothers, and I'm going to continue to ask him for an apology, and then he has to rehabilitate and repent for what he's done. You just can't say you're sorry and go back to doing the same thing. And he's still my brother. I'm still love him, but right now I don't want anything else to do with him, nor will I have anything else to do with him. And it's just that simple. Sometimes you have to move on.
Yeah. What about the rest of the team members? How's everybody taking that?
The rest of the team members, they left also.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough is enough. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's a whole nother show right there, huh? That's a whole other show. Wow.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let's hope season 9 now coming up?
Yeah,
season 9 is going to be jumping, but remember, how can I say? Chris Harris is done with debates right now because the only way I'll debate if it's something fresh, something that we've never done before, I don't think that I want to be going over Isaiah 53s or anything anymore like that. It's no point because people are still going to believe what they want to believe. That's just what it is in a nutshell. People are going to believe whatever they want to believe, and I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry, I'm just not going back to the Torah Nights. It's no point,
Oh man, so Chris, so you holding it, you're holding it down on your own now. You're holding it down on your own, pretty much. You're doing your own thing.
Well, anybody who wants to get any information, you can go on my channel, which is Andreas Harris, MVP TV. You can go on there. I did a breakdown of Daniel 9. Sometimes I might be meditating on a scripture, and I might be like, oh, man, that's what this is about, and I'll just put it online. I've got a lot of content on there. If you want any information, you can go on there. If you want to come on there and create some dialogue with me, you can go leave a message on my post, on my board. Let me know, hey, man, I'd like to talk to you about this. And that's what it'll be. It'll be a talk. Recently I had, Amayan on the channel. And Amayan and Rob Bragg, those guys are stopping by now. So it's not really about trying to get a lot of exposure. It's just about, building and not destroying, having a decent conversation, edifying one another, and correcting each other where we need to be corrected at. I want to give a quick example. A gentleman on there said that Artaxerxes came before Cyrus, and I was like, no, that's not true, and this is something that I'm not going to argue about on the show. This is high school history right here, and then I showed it, and he accepted accepted the correction gracefully, and he was proved wrong. So I want to continue to do that. I can always, whenever you have a clean study or a clean lesson or a clean dialogue with your brothers and sisters, whenever you hang up from it, the hangout or the phone, you can always hold your head up high and say, hey, look, I didn't try to destroy anybody, nor did I try and tear anybody down. It was a positive session and a positive lesson. So.
All right, well, you get a chance, man. Send me your channels, man, like in the inbox. I can, put it in the description box for the YouTubers out there and for the blog talkers.
Sweet.
You know what I mean? All the links to your new channels or whatever. Yeah, I got you, man. We got Marielle back. Marielle is back, though. Hold on. Let's see if he's really back here. Hold up. 678-497. You're live.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I got you, man. I got you. What's going on, man?
Yeah, all that traveling, man. I get out of service every once in a while. My car dropped.
So, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We still got Chris here. You can say what's up to Chris. Say hello.
What's going on, Chris? Yeah, definitely check out his channel. He brings out a lot of information. We try to stick it to history. I pop in every once in a while. I was also on the Amayan lesson and, asking for questions. And I got respect for Amayan. So shout out to Amayan because, he was willing to sit there and answer the question the best of his ability. When he didn't know, he actually admitted that he didn't know. So I was like,
exactly.
Okay, well, that's humbleness right there. You know, like I like that. I'd rather see that than you just trying to jump all over, making up stuff and just like
yeah. So me and my young sister made up.
yeah. So, but yeah, definitely shouts out to Chris Harris. I already subscribed, so make sure y'all click and subscribe and like them videos, and shouts out to our J.S. Harris channel. I call him Mr. Controversial now, so gotta.
Nah, I'm trying to get away from that monkey here.
Yeah, understand.
It's still the MVP. You still the MVP?
I earned that. The public called me that. I didn't make that name up myself, so people in the public were calling me that.
That is true. That is
you
true.
know that. I didn't make that.
He's a man with many aliases.
Many aliases. Oh, there we go. So yeah, Mary, we got you on the line, man. What did you think, man? Like, as far as the upcoming trial coming up, you know what I mean? Give us your thoughts, because we do have a new captain, and I'm gonna reveal who the new captain is, in a few. But of course, I want to hear from you guys first. Let you get all your feelings out, what you felt about, the past trial, what you're looking forward to with the new trial. Marielle, take the floor, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the old trial, it was real interesting. Like Chris said, I was in the back, like, let me in, coach, come on, somebody calling me. So, and I got two questions asked at me out of like the whole 4 hours and a half that that trial ran on. Shout out to Davon for holding it down, though. Like it seemed like the wolves was coming after him like hard, and he was just handling business though. But shout out to Anonymous and I believe it was Bishop Eliyahu. Those are the only two people that noticed that I was on the I was also on the trial, and asked me the questions and stuff like that. But other than that, I think it could be like a little bit more like individuals, or like let's go around this seat and let's go around the seats and okay, we're focused on this person, ask them all the questions, focus on the next person, put this next person to the stand, ask them all the questions that everybody needs to ask them. Then this next person on the stand, ask them all the questions that's needed, and go like that, so everybody can kind of somewhat participate. And definitely interested into this new team, and also the new captain. It's kind of like revealing, revealing or whatsoever. I'm kind of excited. I wonder who it is. Like who is the next president? For the new captain people. I'm interested, and hopefully, they are just as wise as the last team. I still got to give respect to the last team. Still show my respect to Anonymous, BA, everybody else who was on there, because those brothers, they do have knowledge. I can't knock that. They definitely dig into it, but. I would try to slip in on there and hit them with these questions that I have that seem to be undefeated so far. Even asked Amaya some of these questions, and even him, he said that he didn't know. So it's still like my 100 quitters I got in my background. So interesting to see what's going on.
All right, family, for the listening audience out there, for the record, these guys don't even know who the new person is that's the captain. I wanted to keep it a surprise, you know what I mean? And we about to reveal who the captain is. They actually here already, you know what I'm saying? But hold on, we're gonna give a few more minutes. They here,
drum roll.
So, they gonna stand by, you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna find out who the new captain for the Messianic team for the upcoming Messianics on trial. Before we do that, though, as everybody know, Anonymous Hebrew was the captain for the new team that was supposed to be coming up for this show that we actually going to do. He was the captain. He assembled the team, Zadok, Bishop Eliyahu, and Shanti, I believe. was on that team right there. We had the first ever female added to the show, and also on the other side, we had EMUNAH on the other side. What did y'all feel about that female element being added? And, was that a good idea, bad idea? What do you think about that, Chris?
They never showed up, so I don't know how to feel about it. It would have been an interesting dynamic. I know how proud of the Greek she was, about her knowing the Greek language. I know how proud of the language, how she prided herself, was proud of the fact that she understood the Greek language. But I've never really listened to any of her lessons in order to fully understand her doctrine. So, I'm pretty sure the young woman is a beautiful sister. I've spoken to her before, but I've never actually listened to any of her lessons or anything like that. So.
All right, what about you, Marielle? What did you think about the female element being added to the second trial? Of many. What did you think about that?
I think it was a very interesting twist that you pulled there. Sound like adding a female into the ring. That should be pretty interesting. I've heard Sister Ashanti quite a few times come on to here and voice her opinions and stuff like that, and she seems very wise. Can't underestimate her at all because of the fact that she is very equipped with the Hebrew and the Greek language. So definitely don't underestimate. They say that the most dangerous people are the ones that you don't expect. So. Or the quiet one. So you can never underestimate a woman. Definitely not if she's a warrior or whatsoever. That's how a lot of men slip and fall. It'd be the ones like for instance, Yael. She didn't know what she was going to do. Yet she deterred a whole nation. A whole kingdom. So definitely wouldn't underestimate her. Don't underestimate. The woman, the power of the woman. So. But definitely interesting twist to it. Definitely interesting twist. I'm very interested in hearing how she's going to handle herself in the ring.
All right. Well, once again, sorry about that. Yeah, once again, family, this is the trial update. Contending for the faith. That number 319-527-6239. We're talking about the trial, and of course the first one. It was the first of many. Of course we know that as we go along, we're going to modify it, make it bigger and better. Anything that we need to take out to make it better, we're going to do that. And anything that we need to add, we're going to add in. So, shout out to those, people that actually, made it all happen. It's history, the first ever trial. And we're going to continue the series. We're going to have, Islam on trial, Christians on trial, things like that. Actually, the next one I'm thinking about doing is going to be the Christians on trial. You're going to have brothers like Jada Producer on here, you know what I'm saying? K-Dub. Brothers like that on that trial coming up, you know what I mean? You might even get brothers like Vocab Malone, you know what I'm saying, on that trial. So, yeah, we're going to just keep this thing going, and I said, okay. I see somebody on Debate Talk for You Radio. But hold on. Matter of fact, let me see. It's 720-352, you're live.
Yes, sir.
Shalom.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shalom, Sal. Shalom, Chris. Shalom, Marielle. All praise to the Most High God of Israel. Yeah, man, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Psalms 119, 142.
All day.
Yeah, we got the captain, y'all. This is the captain. For those who didn't know, the captain for the Torah-only team. We appreciate you being here, man. Anything you want to say, man? Go ahead. You got the floor, bro.
First off, all praise to the Most High. Peace to Shal Showtime. Glad to see you back in the building. Peace to Marielle and Chris, who held it down with me on the first trial. That's everybody who's on the line, right?
Yeah, yep, that's everybody on the line.
Oh, okay. Shalom to the audience. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody who actually heard the trial know that, Chris wasn't making up stuff when he said that basically, the sermons was being given before the questions was being asked. We didn't have time to answer a lot of questions. The questions for me, which was most of the questions was directed at me because they said I was probably the biggest offender of the New Testament, but they didn't question me on stuff that I brought against the New Testament in all my debates on Debate Talk for You. They was questioning me about stuff in the Tanakh. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm on trial for the New Testament, ask me something that I said about the New Testament. Don't take me into Genesis and try to ask me about the two creation stories. What that got to do with me being the defender of the New Testament? Nothing. And for the record, two of the people that put me on trial, I ain't going to say their names, but if you go back and listen to a debate I had called the 5 Tenets of Islam from the Tanakh, or is it from the white man, versus Saeed al-Mahdi, two of the people that put me on trial voted against me for defending the Tanakh. And they basically voted for somebody who said the Tanakh is the folly of the white man.
Correct.
So hold on. Hey, make it clear, man. Shout out to the Solomon Debate League, man. You know, let them know where we came. What the
Solomon Debate? Yes. So shout out to Solomon Debate League. That was clearly on Solomon's platform. Shout out to Solomon for that. So how can you vote against me if I'm defending the Tanakh from Islam and y'all voted against me? What does that make y'all? What stance are y'all taking? Are y'all saying that the Tanakh is the folly of the white man? This is who put me on trial, y'all. People who voted against me for defending the Tanakh and saying that it was not the folly of the white man. So, you know what I mean? This is who put me on trial. So we all know that these same people are not going to participate in the next trial. So I can't question them on that. But it's on record that they voted against me for defending the Tanakh. So how you going to put me on trial about the New Testament when you don't even believe in the Tanakh to vote against me for defending it? Live on air. Not on the phone with the homeboys, live on air. They called in and voted against me. So this is who was part of the last trial. They're not going to be a part of the new trial for, many different reasons. We got actually a couple of different reasons for that, but that's besides the point. This ain't going to be part of it.
Yo, this is your time. Listen, this is your time, man. You put it out there, man. Express yourself. Let it be known what you think, brother. Go ahead.
Well, one of the reasons was they told you, Sal, that they felt that they had already expressed their views during the trial, so they pretty much didn't really need to defend themselves in this trial. Then they tried to use, they didn't want to put nobody in the line of fire of being talked about. But once you come into this world in the debate league, you're fair game. If you're willing to get on the mic and express your views, people are going to disagree with you. And if you can't stand in the fire, you know what I'm saying? If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. I know the old saying. So, I mean, it's respectable if you think somebody's going to get hurt. But, I mean, we talking on the phone. We talking on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about getting physical or nothing because we got disagreements. You know what I'm saying? And if it comes to that, you really don't need to be teaching anyway if you got to get down like that. You know what I'm saying? But,
that's one of the reasons I got away from that one guy over there on the other channel. So I understand what Davon is saying. Once people start talking like that and things have gotten heated like that and, it's just time to move on. And I can understand both sides of the story. But as far as that debate goes, I want to clear that up so everybody can understand. Davon had a debate against a guy named Saeed Muhammad. Was that his name, Davon? Saeed Muhammad, I think his name?
Al-Mahdi.
And two of the gentlemen that were on the team voted against Davon deliberately, saying that the Torah was the folly of the white man. And we were looking like, we kind of like looked like, what the? And me and him mentioned that the same night. Davon won that debate, by the way. He eviscerated that brother in that debate, just to let y'all know. But, two of the guys that were on the Team Messianic voted against Davon. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, but as far as the trial goes, I felt that I didn't get my fair share to actually, question them the way that they questioned me. It is what it is. They didn't want to do it. And we'll probably just have to have some other type of discussions or debates, in the future concerning those two individuals, or maybe not, I haven't really been debating nobody lately. I've just been doing lessons, And I've been doing my books and, just teaching the people that I deal with here in my city, dealing with people on Messenger, emails, and on the phone and stuff. So, debates is cool, but I ain't been challenging nobody. I just been teaching, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting a lot of good responses from that. People actually request that I, you know what I'm saying, do the specific lessons that I do, because I know here lately the Tanakh onlys have been challenged to only teach. And let me just say this first. One of the reasons that they claim that they had came at me so much in the last trial is because I'm one of the biggest offenders of the New Testament, because I go into their book and expose it. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the things that we are shown to do in the Tanakh, is we have to attack idolatry when we see it. You know what I'm saying? We see that somebody told somebody in the Tanakh, as long as this idolatry is going around getting spread by Jezebel, we ain't going to have no peace. Because idolatry is one of the biggest problems in Israel.
Yeah, hold on. I'm hearing some background noise from somebody. Can you mute your phones, y'all? Just mute your phones, all right? Go ahead, Devon.
This is one of the biggest problems in Israel. So, you know, I didn't really take it as a challenge to say, well, you know, y'all can't teach from the Torah. Y'all can't teach Torah without banging on the New Testament and JC. Well, guess what? What if I don't want to just teach from the Torah? We got plenty of Torah teachers. I want to bang on JC. I want to bang on the New Testament because it's bringing problems and idolatry to the people. This goes for non-Israelites as well, because everybody in the world ain't Israelite just because they black, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work like that. Israel was surrounded by African black people, however you want to term that, and they were not all Israelites. It wasn't the biggest nation in the world. You know what I'm saying? They dwelled alone. They were told to keep away from the nations. So, yes, we know Israel has been scattered and mixed through all the nations, but, you know, there's a lot of people listening on Debate Talk from other platforms that are not Israelites, but they could still have a relationship with the Most High without being Christian or Muslim or any other faith. They can just simply come to the Most High, as we read in 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 41 through 43, when the non-Israelites could come to the Most High's house in prayer and get their prayers answered because they heard of his name and his fame. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about teaching the people to get away from idolatry. That's why we bang on the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't like the lesson, they don't have to tune in. You know what I mean? Nobody's forcing you to listen. If you feel your idol's being disrespected, then you know you got an obligation or whatever you feel to come and deal with it. And I was put on trial, and even Christians saying that we won that trial. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, you know, no bragging point to say we won the trial, but y'all didn't even really question us about y'all's doctrine. Y'all try to attack us on, do you wear fringes? Do you keep the Sabbath? What does that have to do with being the defender of the New Testament? Nothing. That has nothing to do with the New Testament and the things that me and Chris have debated on this platform. Human sacrifice. Chris has destroyed people on this doctrine that's falsely taught in the New Testament that there's human sacrifice allowed. I have debated people on, is Jesus an antichrist? You know what I'm saying? I've given lessons on, is Jesus an idol? We've done Daniel 9. We've dealt with Isaiah 53. We've dealt with all these topics. So, and this is all because the Christians come on and teach that these things are applying to JC, but they try to use it to not to support it. Well, we have a job to say, no, that's not true. So, yes, there's people, and shout out to EMUNAH and Mayana, who deal with many other topics because everybody got their lane. Everybody teaches different things. Marielle and Chris can go into the history on you real tough. That's their lane. You know what I'm saying? So if people are requesting me from across the world, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Lion of Lucia out there in France. Shout out to Tabiso in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, man, I want you to do a lesson on this. Speak on this. I'm going to do that since they reaching out to me from across the world, and I do a lesson that's banging on the New Testament. Guess what? That's by popular demand. I'm not just sitting in my house mad at the New Testament. That's not how it works, because I got many books that don't got nothing to do with the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? I got a series called Confusion of the Gentiles. I got a book called Crossing the Bridge, The Other Side of You, showing you how to learn Torah, teach Torah, and apply it to your life. Ain't got nothing to do with the New Testament. I got poetry books. I got other information. But this is debate talk. This ain't come teach your sermon. Y'all don't call this show come teach your sermon. A debate is contention. It's sharpening your sword. It's banging. This is verbal conflict. This is what we're talking about here. This is a debate show. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to hear sermons and lessons about the Torah, there's plenty of outlets. You can go on Facebook, YouTube all day and find lessons on that. And shout out to the people who just teach the Torah. But, Davon, that's not what I do because that's not what's requested of me from the people that I deal with. So in this next trial, we're going to get to put it on the plate. We're going to question these cats on the violations in the Tanakh that the New Testament supports. We don't have to give no sermon. We don't have to do the things that they did to us. We're going to let y'all answer the questions. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give y'all the time to answer the questions. We're going to have a moderator. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Mayana and EMUNAH can participate. I know we might have some conflicting schedules because everything got moved around. You know what I'm saying? But if they can hold it down, you know what I'm saying, cool. If not, I see Mariel's back in the building. We might just have Mariel step in and get his licks back in because he didn't get a fair shake either. He didn't even really get questioned. Most of it was directed at me, and then Mariel, they pushed Mariel out the way. And Mariel probably got 10 minutes of airtime the whole night. It was like a 4-hour show. Matter of fact, I think we had 2 shows or something.
I have my 15 minutes of fame. That's cool. I have 15 minutes
you know what I'm saying? So it was, and like I said, even though all the focus was on me, I wasn't even really questioned. I got asked about, do you know what it means for the Levites to redeem somebody? The 2 creation stories. You know what I'm saying? What about 16? I mean, I got questioned about did the Most High cause David to sin, or was it Satan? I thought we were supposed to be putting me on trial about what I teach out in the New Testament, showing the contradictions in the New Testament, showing that JC said in John 17:4 that he was finished with all his work. So if he's finished and you believe that means he can't come back and do nothing. Question me on that. But no, I wasn't questioned on the New Testament. I was attacked. I was asked, am I a Levite? Am I a qualified teacher? What does this have to do with the New Testament? How am I offending the New Testament if I was a Levite? What is that? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, let me just jump in real quick. I see we get a lot of feedback from the audience. They're checking the show out. Once again, the number is 319-527-6239. Y'all want to chime in, just press number 1. We'll add you. And it's not going to be a long show. I just threw this one together real quick, for the people, the trial update. And we're going to hear from who's the new captain on the other side. And like I said, the first trial was the first of many. And, of course, we're going to make the proper modifications to make it bigger and better as we go along. So maybe as far as people like zoning in, because for the last trial I gave everybody the freedom to pick who they wanted to pick. But maybe for the next trial we could just make sure that because you don't pick nobody twice, we could talk about all of that, like just focus on if somebody picked Davon Mays, you got to pick somebody else, or whatever. We could do it that way. We want to talk about all those things. But what do you feel about that, Davon? Do you feel like we should keep the same rules apply, or you want to do it that way where we modify it and say, okay, if you pick one person, you can't pick them again to ask them questions. Ask questions. Yeah.
No, I mean, the thing is, since we don't know who these people are yet, I mean, it might be somebody who got a doctrine that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And everybody might want a piece of that same person on a different level because he might teach this that I disagree with or bring something else, you know what I mean, that Chris don't want to hear or whatever. So I think it's fair for everybody to have a shot at everybody. But and actually, I don't even think it was unfair what they did. They had a choice to do it. It was just if everybody's gonna focus on me about. I hear somebody. Can somebody go on mute? I hear a lot of noise.
Put your mics on mute, guys.
Okay, so it's not that I even had a problem with everybody questioning me. But if you're gonna question me about the New Testament, question me about the New Testament. Everybody's questions had nothing to do with the New Testament. From all the people who questioned me. So it's like, okay, I'll take the heat all night. I agreed to be on trial. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what they were going to ask me, which was fine. But it was not it was not New Testament based. It was all stuff out of the Tanakh. And, what does that have to do with me offending the New Testament if I'm a Levite or not? Nothing. If I know what's the purpose of the redeeming the firstborn of Israel, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? I debated was Paul a false prophet? You know what I'm saying? Ask me about why I think Paul's a false prophet. if I'm up here in the New Testament. Ask me why I think Jesus is a false prophet. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody, let's say everybody want to come at this particular team captain, everybody should get a shot at him. You know what I'm saying? And if everybody, the thing is, if this team, and the thing is, on another thing too, let me just be clear, everybody who questioned us, they didn't even agree on the same doctrine as far as was Jesus God or was it a Messiah? Some thought he was God, some didn't think that. You know what I'm saying? All of us only worship and pray to the Most High. We might have different understandings on various topics in the Tanakh like everybody does. We're not saying that everybody agrees 100% on everything because the Torah is an ocean, and I might have a different understanding of different verses and things like that. But as far as practice and as far as what we do and what we teach, we pretty much all in line of, you know what I'm saying, what the Torah says. But as far as like a serious doctrinal issue, let's say this team captain is a Trinitarian, and everybody on who he picks on his team are Trinitarians. Well, if we go after the team captain, there's really no need to question everybody else on the Trinitarian doctrine because their team captain is going to take the heat for all that because, I mean, he would be the ringleader of that doctrine. You know what I'm saying? But if he's a Trinitarian and another one just think Yeshua is just a prophet, you know what I'm saying, then they're going to get two different kind of sets of questions. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of all depends on what these cats teach and, you know, what they stand on.
Yeah. All right, once again, family, it's the trial update. It's the trial update. Again, we're going to put this show together either late February or late March, you know, because we got the team captain, but he's still assembling his team for the Masonic side. So once he assembles as a team officially, we can lock down this particular date and set it all up officially. But we do have the team captain, so we're going to reveal who the team captain is right about now. I'm going to ask y'all, who y'all think it is, y'all? Who you think is the new team captain, y'all? Let's go with Chris. Man, who you think it is, brother? Who you think is the new team?
Can I get two choices? Yeah.
You got two choices. Go ahead, man. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I know Brother Josh said he did not want anything to do with the debate.
Hey, you never know. He might change his mind, man. He might change his mind. You don't know.
His mind. But I'm gonna go with either Brother Danny. Or I'm gonna step outside of the box on this one. Yeah. Mikael ben Israel. I dare it to be him. I dare you, Mikael. I dare you, Brother Mikael.
I double dare you.
I double dare you, Mikael.
I got you. Okay.
Shout out to Mikael. That's my man for real, though.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's go down the line. Marielle, who you think it is, man? Who you think is the new team captain for the Masonic trial coming up? Who you think it is?
Oh, yeah, I was actually going to go with Mikael as well. I'm going to either go with him but I would be surprised if you would say Armagnan. I would definitely be surprised with that, but my biggest vote would be Mikael, though. My biggest vote would be that.
Oh, Mikael. Okay. Let's go down the line. Let's go, Dave on. Who you think is the team captain, brother? Take a guess.
I think based on I know how Sal get down. Sal just don't let anybody get down in that position. You got to have some kind of rep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking maybe somebody like Divine Prospect, or like maybe a G-Con. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's actually got some status. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, G-Con got a lot of lessons up. You know, I've debated G-Con. Actually, my first debate was against G-Con on your show. So I know he got a lot of content, and I know Divine is a real respected brother in the community on the scholarship tip on the Messianic side. So I'm thinking somebody who got a reputation, not just somebody who is a baby in the game. You know what I'm saying?
You never know. You never know, man. You never know. Okay, all right. That's some good guess right there. That's a good guess. So hey, listen, I'm gonna put y'all on mute for a second because we got to get the captain some airtime. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring y'all back in. But you about to reveal who's the new captain for the Messianic team. Again, the number's 319-527-6239. We're not going to be on the air for too long, maybe for another 30 minutes or so like that. But I just want to let you guys know that, the trial will happen. It's definitely going to happen. We're still putting things together. So there's a lot of requests. I get a lot of emails, a lot of inbox messages like, what's going on with the trial? When is the new date for the trial? Things of that nature. And it's going to happen, family. It's going to happen. We just got to get everybody assembled. And once we get the, vote on both teams, then we're going to make lock down an official date and do some more promotional shows for the upcoming trial. But let's reveal to the world who is the new captain for the Messianic team. Your line is open. Say hello to the family, brother.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there. Shabbat Shalom. Sal, Shabbat Shalom to the Tanakh only brothers. Shabbat Shalom to the listening audience. The new team captain, Amayan. I'm here.
Amayan is in the building. What's going on, man? What's happening with you, brother?
I've been listening to the Tanakh only brothers, with their spiel and everything else. I'm hoping that I can answer their questions, not repeat what happened last time, and do a better job than the last team did. So I'm trying to assemble my team together and answer these brothers' questions, to the best of our abilities, in the name of the Most High in Christ.
All right, so Amayan is the new team captain, family. Amayan is the new team captain right here on Debate Talk View Radio. We're going to let everybody interact in a few minutes, but I wanted to give you some airtime. What made you want to take on this? I know I asked you, but what made you decide to, want to do it? You know what I'm saying? Officially. Go ahead.
Any time I can defend the renewed testament, to defend Hamashiach Yahushua, I will take that opportunity to further the Gospels and stand up for the truth of the renewed testament as I see my brothers in the past. First and foremost, our Lord and Savior, Hamashiach Yahushua, all of the apostles and all of the men that followed them, put their life on the line for this information. They died for this information, and I'm following suit behind them, standing up for the word and preaching the word and getting it out. So it was an opportunity for me to follow in their footsteps, to get the word out and to defend the word. So that was why I took it on.
All right, now like I said, when it comes to this trial, we get a lot of views on the Blog Talk Radio. A lot of people tune into this trial series, so it's going to be a lot of Messianics, because you're on the Messianic team, looking at you. You have any strategies, right? How you preparing for this, man?
Basically, studying the Tanakh, you know what I'm saying? Back in the first century, as I understand from the Renewed Testament, Hamashiach, Paul, Peter, and these brothers, there was actually no New Testament there. They were all using the Tanakh. So I try to pride myself in be able to stand up without having to quote the Renewed Testament like the brothers did in the past. All they quoted was the Old Testament. So you have to have your knowledge up on the Tanakh so you can understand what the brothers were saying in the Renewed Testament. So I'm constantly studying in the Renewed Testament and growing my knowledge in it. So, and I think I've come to a point where I can use it without having to quote the Renewed Testament and to give answers to brothers who have questions.
All right, once again, it's the new team captain, y'all, for the Messianic team. That's going to be here for the trial that's coming up either late February or late March. We're going to, lock down the official date once we get both teams officially assembled. But let the family know, if you want to, let the family know, who do you have in mind to be on your team? I know you gave me some people to reach out to. It's not official yet, but let the people know who are some of the possibilities as far as who your team might be, and give them a reason why. That.
Stemming from the people that was on this platform here, brainstorming it on the spot. The names that came to mind, I wanted to pick the people that, in my opinion, were the best qualified people to defend the Renewed Testament. As I understand, the questions would be pertaining to what is spoken of in the Renewed Testament. And the men that came to mind, first was Anonymous Hebrew. I hope the brother would want to would get on the team and join us. He come off to me as a brother that's as versed in his Renewed Testament and is able to defend it, be able to answer questions concerning the Renewed Testament. The other person that came to mind is Brother Josh, even though me and him don't see eye to eye on certain doctrine. But with me, it's nothing personal. It's only doctrinal difference that we have. It isn't personal. I would hope the brother can put aside our doctrinal differences and we can come on a team under the umbrella of Hamashiach Yahushua and defend the Renewed Testament. Like Paul said, I stand for the defense of the gospel. So I would hope the brother would come on the team so we can stand up and defend the Renewed Testament. The next person that came to mind, I guess you actually suggested, I kind of, it slipped my mind, was Bishop Eliyahu. Again, the brother once again come off to me as someone that's knowledgeable in the Renewed Testament, be able to defend it, be able to answer questions from the Tanakh only side. So this brother, I have a personal brother that I need to reach out to, a brother named Gabar. I want to see can he get on. Also, he's very knowledgeable in the Renewed Testament, able to answer questions from the Tanakh only brothers. I think that was it. I think I'm missing one name, but so far, those were the people that came to mind just off the head right quick.
Yeah, for the record, I already reached out to a few of them, and they're going to get back to me. They're definitely going to let me know if they're going to be a part of the team. So the possibilities are still open, fam. The possibilities are still open. As a matter of fact, we're going to update you guys, of course, as we do more promotional shows, stuff like that in the future. But listen, man, I'm going to open up the mic so you can hear directly from the other team. But you want to give your you want to give your opinion on some of the things you heard so far before we bring everybody in? Go ahead.
Oh, the things that I heard so far from these brothers, I guess, I mean, they have heard, I mean, I guess basically some of my answers, I guess to some of their questions that they are going to have. I don't know if they're going to put a different spin on it, but from what I'm hearing from them, they're looking to get, I guess, answers from the Tanakh that make sense and to basically be on topic. From Davon Mays, he's talking about that there was no topic with him, so he's hoping that we can answer question and stay on topic and don't be long-winded. From Chris Harris, he's mentioned stuff about he's not here for strife. He don't want to get into no strife thing. He wants to just be able to speak and just, we can just have a peaceful dialogue, which I concur as well. Basically, that's what I'm hearing from the brothers. Basically tonight, just want to have a peaceful dialogue and the questions to be answered.
All right, so without further ado, the first person I'm going to bring you in connection with is the official captain for the Torah-only team, Davon. Say hello to Amayan.
Shalom, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All right.
First of all, I want to say me and Amayan has had dialogues before. He actually reached out to me, and I want to give him respect for that concerning the incident that happened last season. We was able to discuss the virgin birth topic, you know what I'm saying? Overall, it was a good discussion, so I definitely agree that we can have a peaceful dialogue without it getting out of hand. We spoke offline before as well, you know what I'm saying? So I think him being team captain, he can bring some peace to the platform, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've debated Amayan, and we've had a dialogue before, so we've dealt with each other before in the past. I think he's a knowledgeable man, and I think this should be a good dialogue, a good question and answer series. So yeah, I'm glad to hear, you know what I'm saying, that your choice is finally being revealed, Sal.
Yeah. So, Amayan, remember, on the trial, you're going to be on the stand, and you're going to have to answer questions. Your team is just only going to answer questions. That's going to, of course, I'm going to send you the format, all the rules and regulations and all that. But, yeah, how do you feel about that? Your job is just to answer the questions. How do you feel about that?
I feel real good about it. According to the Renewed Testament, it says that we should have an answer for all those that have a question for what we believe in. basically. So I'm waiting to answer these questions because that's part of being a messianic is to be able to answer questions about what we believe in our walk.
All right, let me introduce the rest of the team. We got my brother Marielle. Marielle, yeah, you were right, man. You picked it right. You said
I called it right. I called it. I knew what's going on. I mean, yeah, what's going on? Shalom, brother.
Shabbat shalom, Mark. How you doing?
Shabbat shalom to you too. Like, yeah, and the interesting thing is that me and him actually just had a dialogue, like maybe about 3 days ago. So he already know how I'm coming. So that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, like I said earlier, I have bad respect for him. Like this is a good captain. I can see like he's probably going to be one that's going to be able to hold it down. Hopefully your picks will be able to be just as upfront, as you was in our dialogue. So, but yeah, all praises.
Yeah, you can respond on man.
Oh, Khan, man. I'm definitely gonna speak to if the brothers I mentioned want to come on, I'm gonna definitely speak to them, and we definitely gonna just stick to the answer, and not be long with it. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't know something, I'm gonna let the brothers know. They just say you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're not here trying to front, trying to come off like we know something that we don't know. We're gonna just strictly stick to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And come out of that, and not come out of our own head. You know what I'm saying? So we can come off as men that's coming out the Bible and not coming out of our own minds. So hopefully that's how it's gonna go all night. You know what I'm saying? So your brothers' questions can be answered according to the Tanakh, where you can see the reason why we're saying the things that we're saying. We're not just pulling out of thin air or pulling out of our own heads. We are actually getting it from our personal studies out the Tanakh.
All right, let me bring Chris Harris in. Chris Harris,
what up, Amayan?
Shabbat shalom. Hey, what's so funny about this? Chris Harris just asked me too. 2 days ago, we had a dialogue.
Oh my God. Hey, we doing part 2 tonight, man. But hey, look, you already know what it is, man. Me and Amayan, actually, we had a debate. What was it, last year? And things got ugly because of the contention and the seriousness of the debate. And me and Amayan decided to shake hands and just make up. And actually, we had a good dialogue on Solar Vision Debate League. We had a dialogue until the Hounds came in there not answering any of my questions. So it was a good dialogue. Amayan to tell you that. And I'm not surprised that it's him. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said. Amayan will be honest when he's not debating. He'll sit up there and say, hey, look, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He said it on my platform. What was it? Was it Wednesday, man? We asked you a question concerning the New Testament and why is there a contradiction right here. I think you just said, hey, man, I don't know. I don't know why that's there. So, and that's fair. And we'll ask you questions pertaining to the New Testament, and we just want some questions answered in this trial. And we're not going to be doing like the last time during the last trial, asking me questions about angels in the Old Testament. If I'm an offender of the New Testament, they should have been asking me where I was an offender at, not going into the Old Testament, showing me what I might not be understanding. That didn't make any sense. Show me what I'm offending according to the New Testament. And we would just like to ask you some of those things. So, me and Amayan ain't got no problem no more, man. So it's all good, man. We're doing part 2 tonight, by the way. Y'all come check us out.
I concur. Me and Chris had a dialogue on Solar Mind platform. Shout out to him. The Hounds came in and basically kind of just took it left. I don't know what they was getting on there. They was arguing amongst themselves and not asking me any questions or answering Chris Harris's questions. So I don't know what happened when they came in. You know what I'm saying? So, but after that,
I'm glad it wasn't G-Con because he don't answer questions, Sal. Ha ha, got you, G-Con.
Well, I can concur that Chris Harris asked G-Con a question and G-Con got cut. He really couldn't answer the question. He couldn't just say he didn't know. He was running with that pride. You know what I'm saying? Trying to answer a question that he didn't know how to answer. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to come off like that. If I don't know something, I'm going to let you know that I don't know something, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to be honest That's the spirit of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, is to be honest men in the sight of other people, because we are supposed to be examples, meaning a living example to those that's looking at us. So we cannot be talking or walking contrary to what the scriptures say. So if we don't know something, the Spirit will let us know that you don't know, say you don't know. And that's the truth of the matter. So we want to be men of integrity, men of humility, operating in the fruits of the Spirit first and foremost, and do our best that we can to answer these brothers' question accordingly, and not trying to come off like we're something that we're not. So after that night, I got on Chris' platform, and we definitely had a good dialogue. Myself, Marielle, and with another brother, I'm forgetting his name. So it was definitely a good dialogue. So hopefully it can be like
Yara. That was Brother Yara.
With Yara, we definitely have that dialogue can be the same thing with the trial once the trial actually happens.
Yeah, I got a question for y'all, or Davon, the captain. For this trial coming up, because, like I said, there was a lot of complaints about how, pretty much was all over the place as far as the questioning process is concerned. Do you want to, make a focus on one particular issue on this one, or you want to kind of leave it, open for, for you guys to answer questions? You want to, maybe come up with a particular topic to zone into and keep it in that direction, or what do you feel, Davon, as far as that?
No, I think from Matthew to Revelations is fair game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think the more questions asked and the more broad it is, will show that we're not just nitpicking the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, we all know, and everybody who's Tanakh only can agree, every verse in the New Testament is not against the Tanakh. It's not. It's just simply not the truth, because in the New Testament quotes a lot of the Tanakh, but it also applies things that's not in the Tanakh to Jesus, or not. I shouldn't say that. They apply verses that apply to, let's say, to King David or other people. They are taken and applied to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I think the whole thing should be fair game, and focusing on one topic. I think that's what debates between two people probably would be on, because you could focus on that one topic all night and get all the information out of it. But with such a broad, what is the New Testament got 26, 27 books in it? I don't think for the people, to edify the people, I think we need to bring out the vast majority of problems that we have with the Tanakh and not focus on one problem.
Yeah, you can respond.
Oh, I mean, I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I prefer it that way, because there's a lot that's been said in the New Testament, and a lot of people don't understand what the Renewed Testament is actually saying, because certain things was mistranslated. Certain things was actually added. Certain things, was mistranslated, added, and tampered with. So people that don't actually know these things will look at certain things and think that it's saying certain things, and it's not saying certain things, especially when it comes to the writings of Paul. A lot of people misconstrue what Paul is saying, especially when they're dealing with the law. Not understanding what Paul is actually referencing, that he's dealing with two different laws and not speaking against the law of Moses or speaking against the Torah. They get it misunderstanding. So hopefully, once those questions arise about Paul's writings, I'm able to go in here and show you clearly that Paul is not speaking against the Tanakh, the Torah, and he's not misapplying what he's saying, or he's not saying two different things. He's giving an understanding of people back then who would understand what he was saying. So I definitely understand that he wants to deal with the whole Renewed Testament, because there's a lot of people out there that I've came across that actually do not understand what it is saying, especially when they think that we are applying certain things to Christ that apply to someone else. I want to be able to go and show in there clearly why these brothers are saying what they're saying, and I want to go and show it from the Tanakh that this is what the Tanakh was actually saying, and this is why they're saying it, because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, these brothers are not just waking up one day and decide they're going to just start quoting the Old Testament and just start applying to a man. You know what I'm saying? That these men are actually getting this information from heaven. They're getting this information from the Spirit. They're not making this stuff up, because it wouldn't make sense for a man to do all of that, go out and teach it, and put his life on the line for something that he just made up just the other day. I don't see these men making this stuff up and putting their life on the line, going out everywhere they're going teaching Christ as the Messiah and these different things, and then their own people hunt them down and kill them just for what they were saying. It just don't make no sense to me. So these men are actually doing something and saying something. There was a higher power behind them doing and saying these things, because I don't see a man doing all that to put his life on the line for something that's completely false.
All right, Mario. Hold on, can you hear me? Oh, yeah, Mario, you want to say anything? Go ahead.
Sorry for the background noise. I kind of moved that, but I was I think everything was pretty much says. It was a good, what's going on and stuff like that. I just think that stuff can definitely go a little bit better. EMUNAH seems like he's gonna be the type that try to hold it down, be honest, and I just hope that the other people come into the trial, they're honest about what they believe in and what they do and what they don't know, and try to give up their the answer to the questions the best they possibly can, and we just kind of stick to what being presented or what needs to be defended. Also, as far as if there should be a topic or anything like that, no, I mean because there's a lot of things that need to kind of be addressed, to say whether this is Yahshua or whether it's replying to somebody else or stuff like that. So, and like Chris said, there's set versions that I'm pretty sure that one of the people from the Tanakh only side is going to definitely address quote unquote calling it the Christian playbook, as my colleagues say. But like Daniel 9, Daniel 7, Deuteronomy 18, Isaiah 7, Isaiah 53, all these other stuff like that. Like these definitely need to be answered and stuff like that. So looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to the trial. Definitely going to be in the background if Sister EMUNAH is going to participate. If not, then put me in, Coach. Devon Coach. So put me in, Coach. I'm ready.
Coach Devon.
All
right. And Chris, man, you can say some words, and after that, we're gonna pretty much get some last words, guys. Go ahead, Chris.
I'll talk with the team captain. We'll come up with a plan on what he wants me to ask, what he wants me to deal with, and that's it. May Yah be praised and His law be made honorable. And apologize, Judah. Apologize for the things you said and repent, bro. We out.
Hey, EMUNAH, you knew about that, man? That Chris is no longer the Torah Knights?
Not just tonight. I just officially found out. I know that they was having some kind of friction, but I didn't know they completely left. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's news right there. So there we go. But we're gonna get some last words.
Let me say this real quick. It's time out for the biblical turf wars and stuff like that. Like, first of all, it's very immature. And when you're dealing with spirituality and you're saying you're trying to save the people and you're making it about yourself, and that goes with anybody, then you're showing that you're really not about the Most High and you're just about getting your doctrine out there. You have to begin to ask yourself, do you really believe what's in this book, or do you just want to add to it, which is a direct violation of Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. Because if you believe with this book, you would do as Deuteronomy the 30th chapter teaches us to do, as well as Leviticus the 26th chapter tells us to do, and that's turn back to the Creator. And that's what I want to prove in the trial. And, I'll just make this my final words. That's what I want to prove in the trial. It's no longer about what Chris Harris trying to debate everybody on whether or not he's a Messiah. If you want him to be the Messiah, just do what he said do. And he said pray to God and pray to God alone. That much we agree with. We have no problem with that doctrine right there. So with that being said, Judah, apologize to the people out there in the crowd. Psalms 119, verse 142, the law of the truth. Psalms 19, verse 7 through 11, the law makes the simple wise. It's just that simple. Why don't we try serving the Creator and only the Creator as He commanded us in the original covenant? So with that being said, I'm going to talk to the team captain tonight. We're going to come up with not so much as a strategy, but see what he wants me to address, and I'll take it from there. Put me in, Coach.
All right, that was Chris Harris with his final words. Let's go to Marielle. Final words, bro.
Yeah, final words. First one, give all praise, honor, and glory to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. But final words, I hope that, it goes very smoothly, peacefully. Hope it don't get out of hand or anything like that, which I'm pretty sure it's not going to get out of hand. I'm going to pray about that it doesn't, but it's mainly used for educational purposes. Nobody comes in trying to, push their doctrine, like Christian said. Nobody tries to push their doctrines or try to be like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and stuff like that. Just, say what you need. Nobody is really a teacher. I push this model all the time. Nobody is really a teacher. We all just students is willing to share our notes. So we just got to make sure that, we keep it like that. Don't try to be like something that you're not. Like I'm out there for just, be you and be about the Most High, and make His word be known. If you know it, you know. If you don't, you don't. But at the end of the night, the truth will come out. That the truth will come out. The truth will definitely be revealed, and we can take it off from there. Because the whole idea should be about trying to figure out how we can bridge this gap at the end of the day. That's really my main mission, is just to try to figure out how can we bridge this gap. And we got to get all this, homes and stuff out the way and get back to being one nation as we was when we came out in Mizrahim. So, but yeah, with that being said, again, all praise to the Most High, and peace and shalom, sir.
All right, man, we appreciate you. And like I said earlier, Amayana is still, officially trying to assemble his team. So for those YouTubers out there, leave it in the comment section. Who you think should be on his team? Who's going to be the three people you think should be on the team? And then maybe he'll look at it and maybe make some executive decisions on that. So we're still assembling the team, and once we get that official team, we're going to do another promotional show, and we're going to come back, and we're going to promote this thing until we get to the actual trial. So, leave your suggestions, leave your comments below in the comment section for the YouTubers out there. Let's go to Davon. Last words.
Okay, all praise to the Most High God of Israel. Peace to you, Sal. Peace to the audience. Peace to Amayan. Hopefully this trial to bring a lot of clarity of why we go so hard on the New Testament. Hopefully everybody will actually get their pens and pads out, put their feelings to the side, deal with the scriptures. This is not going to be any personal attacks. This is just going to be we're just going after doctrine. You know what I'm saying? This is not to discredit people, because I think in our trial, they were just really in the pre-trials as well, they were just really trying to discredit us as teachers and not actually questioning us on the New Testament's doctrine that we disagree with. So if y'all go back and listen, y'all can clearly see it was a character, attempted character assassination opposed to actually dealing with the information. But hopefully Amayan gets his squad together. Like I said, me and Chris have already debated Amayan, so he ain't new to the game. You know what I'm saying? I think he's ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's been on Solar Vision. He knows about them hounds, so he knows he's familiar with being questioned already. He knows how it goes down on that show. You know what I'm saying? So with that, peace to you, Sal. Peace to Amayan. Shout out to EMUNAH, Mayana. Shout out to Chris Harris and Marielle. Shout out to Alon. He wasn't here to make it tonight, but you know what I'm saying? Alon was another one that was on the trial with us. And actually, he's going to be doing a lesson on Chris's channel, Andreas Harris, tomorrow, I believe. So y'all tune into that. Subscribe to Andreas Harris. Y'all support Sal. Donate to Sal. Keep the debate talk on the air. With that being said, I'll praise to the Most High God of Israel. And as far as the Tanakh only challenge, we still banging on JC. Shalom.
All right, that was Davon right there, Coach Davon, right on Debate Talk Radio. Last words, Amayan. Go ahead.
All right. I want to give all praises to the Most High God the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh, his first begotten Son, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Give respect and love to the three Tanakh only brothers, Chris Harris, Miriel, Devon Mays. Actually, to the whole, I want to give a shout out to the whole, and love and respect to the whole Tanakh only community, male and female. I want to make it clear that me as a brother in Christ, we have nothing but love for you brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? I want to be clear that at the end of the day, our doctrinal difference do not supersede the love that we have for you brothers and sisters. I want to be clear. If you don't hear another Tanakh only brothers tell you that, I'm going to tell you that we love you brothers and sisters. Okay? I'm going to say it again. We as Messianics, we love you brothers and sisters that's Tanakh only. Okay? We are from one nation. Regardless of our doctrinal differences, we love you brothers and sisters. Okay? And I would hope that this trial can be something that can bridge the gap between us, to bring us even closer once we're answering our brother's question, and they can understand our mind frame that we have in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, that it's not something disrespectful to the Most High Yahweh, that we're not dealing with idolatry, that we're not trying to go against the Torah, the Tanakh, or we're not just talking crazy or just making stuff up. You can see the angle that we're coming from, that we're just coming from, that what we have been shown in the spirit of what the Tanakh is actually saying, and we just cannot deny what's been shown to us or what we see from what the Spirit is showing us from the Tanakh. Okay? I just want to be clear that that's what we see and that's what we're speaking on, and we're not trying to come off and be phony. But always remember, regardless of the disagreement or what might happen, just remember that we Messianics love you brothers and sisters. If you don't take nothing away from anything you've heard tonight or in the past or going on into the future, take away one thing at the end of the day, regardless of what was said, we love you, brothers. I want to leave you guys with that. And again, all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh. Shout out to the nation of Israel. I love my nation, and hopefully we can use this dialogue to bridge the gap between Messianic and Tanakh only, and show the world that we do love each other, because that is the most important thing. Is love. If you don't have love or charity, you're actually nothing. Doesn't matter what you know. You can know the whole Bible back and forth, but if you ain't got no love, you ain't got nothing. Okay, so I want to also convey the love that we have for our brothers and sisters, and with that, I would say shalom.